I'm 35 weeks pregnant today, and it is honestly wild to me that in 3 weeks, I will be in the hospital with my son in my arms, and my whole life is about to change. So let's talk about it. I feel like the denial that I was feeling last week is slowly morphing into like a bittersweet nostalgia for the present moment. And I'm appreciating the future nostalgia for the now as I'm living it, if you see what I mean. So for example, yesterday I took my dog to a park that's like a 45-minute drive away next to the water. And I was walking him and I feel emotional talking about it. I don't want to cry. I was like, this might be the last time that I get to do this with him, where I get to just pick him up, throw him in the car, drive 45 minutes away, and just walk with my dog. I also got myself an ice cream, which I never do, but I was like, you know, when am I going to get an ice cream next to the ocean with my dog again? Probably not for a long time. And in addition to that, like, feeling of future nostalgia and trying to really appreciate the present moment, I know my hormones have also just been all over the place. Like, I feel like the smallest things are making me feel very emotional. For example, my parents sent me a picture of a towel that they bought for my son with his name embroidered on it, and my dad's holding it up, and I just started crying. So I'm really trying to be aware of my hormones and that I'm emotional, and also be aware that when the baby arrives, my hormones are going to be even more all over the place, and just giving myself grace and not being too hard on myself, and just knowing that this is par for the course and this is part of the journey of having a child, is this hormonal shift that's happening in my body, and to just go with it. I think in these last 3 weeks, I'm just trying to enjoy life as much as I can. I'm trying to enjoy resting. I find myself thinking about myself in the hospital and trying to send myself good energy for the future. I know that sounds really strange, but I know that it's so close, and I'm just thinking about my future self and how she's feeling, and I hope she's doing well, and just trying to give her all the good energy and the strength to kind of take on this next new chapter. It's so funny because I feel like I've spoken to so many people recently who are like, Liz, this is going to be really difficult. It's not like what people make it look like online. And I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I feel like I have the worst expectations of motherhood, in the sense of I'm preparing to not sleep at all. I'm preparing to have screaming baby sounds in my ears at all hours. I'm literally expecting the worst and briefing my husband to expect the worst, because I don't know what we're getting into. If I don't know what we're in for, he definitely doesn't know what we're in for. And so I'm trying to brief him to say, look, it's going to be hard overall, but the first 3 months are going to be the most difficult. We just need to get through it and we'll be okay. And just trying to remind him that we just need to brace ourselves and accept that the first few months are going to be really, really tough. The hardest thing that we've ever done in our lives. I'm even considering having a countdown of 110 days, and every day will count down a day, because that's kind of the period that they say is the most difficult. They say that the fussiness peaks at the 6-week mark, and then things kind of level off at the 3-month mark. But this is based on gestational age. So because our son is born, or will be born, 2 weeks early, we need to add 2 weeks to all those equations. So for us, we should be out of the newborn woods at the 110, 111 day mark. But yeah, I don't know if anyone else relates to what I'm saying about just trying to enjoy the present moment and feeling nostalgia for the moment that you're in. I am excited for the next chapter. I'm dying to meet him. I can't wait to hold him and to bring him home and to find a rhythm of life with him. But again, I'm expecting the worst, and I'm building plans with the support system that we have to facilitate making that really difficult phase as easy as possible. And for us, that looks like having clear boundaries with friends and family, having a clear plan of division of how we're going to divvy up the work with me, my mom, and my husband. I'm so lucky that my mom's going to get to come and be with us for at least 2 months, maybe 3 months. And I'm also lucky that I have the kind of relationship with my mom where I can tell her, if after 2 weeks we're okay, we're good, we need our space, I feel confident to tell her, hey mom, I love you, but it's time for you to go now. And we've talked about this up front. We've talked about what happens if she comes and she intends to stay for 2 months, but actually we want her to leave earlier. She said that she's totally fine for us to just communicate what we need, and she's going to be there no matter what that looks like. So yeah, this is 35 weeks pregnant. 3 more weeks, less than 3 more weeks. My C-section will be done in 2 weeks and 6 days.